Well, welcome back everybody. We're going to take a second look here at the Quicrun WP1080 Brushed Crawler speed control. We've looked at this setup before, but I want to go through all the different settings that we've kind of settled on here and talk about what each of those do in a little more detail than we've done in the past. So that plugs into the programming port only. If you try to plug in your card through your receiver wire, it's not going to work. So you plug that in first, turn on the speed control, and the lights come on the programming card, and it starts up ready to go. You'll cycle through with item. You can change each of the settings with value, and then you'll save that setting by pushing OK after that. And if you want to reset, there's a reset button as well that'll get everything back to defaults. So item number 1 is the running mode, and of course for rock crawling we use forward reverse, so it goes from instant forward into reverse, no delays or breaks or anything like that. Running lipos, that's what value number 2 is for lipos, and I run on the default auto medium lipo cutoff as well. Initial start force is how smooth it starts the motor. I run mine at value 1 because the lower it is the smoother it's going to be, so I like it to be nice and smooth. Max forward force. If you've got someone you're going to let drive your vehicle, you don't want it to go full speed, you can actually turn down the full speed, which is great. The rest of the values for this are going to be on the back of the card. They're all listed here as well, so we can go through those. Value number 6, or item number 6 rather, is the reverse force. I turn mine down just a little bit. I don't like to have full speed reverse, so when you do those panic slams into reverse, it doesn't, do anything crazy, and it's a little easier on the motor if you don't run your reverse all the way, full speed, so to speak. Item number 7 is your max brake force. I leave this turned all the way up just in case. I'm going to use this for basher mode. I like a nice firm, brake, so to speak, but for the most part for rock crawling, it doesn't make any difference. Number 8 is your initial brake force, and I leave this turned all the way down just in case that has anything to do with the reverse, or in case I'm going to run my vehicle in basher mode or in the regular modes, the brake's nice and smooth on the startup. Number 9 is for rock crawling, of course, your drag brake. I crank that all the way up. The nice thing about the WP1080 is the next setting lets you run a lot of drag brake and still have some adjustability there where it's not flipping the truck over. So some folks aren't able to run 100% because of what it does, but item number 10, the drag brake rate, allows you to run some very high drag brake values and still have nice smooth drag brake operation. Drag brake rate controls how quickly the speed control applies the drag brake. So for my TRX4, because it's got a 2-speed, in first gear it's still very grabby, but in second gear, because it's nice and slow and it's geared up a bit taller, the drag brake rate is very low. It lets the vehicle kind of drive semi-normally. So drag brake rate is how quickly the applies the drag brake, and I like to have mine set nice and low for my TRX4. Item number 11 is the neutral range, so that's your deadband or your neutral width, if you will. Think about it like a slop in a steering wheel. Higher neutral range is more slop. Start mode is item number 12 rather, and the higher that is, the more linear the speed control is going to apply power to the motor. So I like to run mine nice and linear. I have it on value number 9. Pwm Frequency is what item number 13 is, and that is basically the duty cycle that the speed control operates the motor at. The higher the frequency is, the smoother the motor is going to operate. So I crank it all the way up to value number 5, which is 16K. BEC voltage lets you change the VEC output of the voltage from 6 to 7.4 volts depending on what servos you have. This is all stock servos in my TRX4, so still using 6 volts. And then item number 15 is freewheeling, specific to rock crawl and trail running. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not exactly sure how to explain what this does yet. I need to spend a little bit more time with my TRX4. For a more direct, rock crawler purist, this is going to be something you definitely want to have enabled. But for a all-around rig that's got, high-speed, low-speed stuff, not really sure just yet. I'm leaving it enabled for now. We're going to go back and forth on this one and try it out and see what it does exactly. So there you have it, a bit of a wrap-up and a walkthrough of the WP1080 installed in my TRX4. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you next time.